Hello, I'm Nath, and I'm an artist. I've been drawing since ever, really, but I never really thought of it as a career until about middle school, 2015 for me. I started off in the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom, but as I got older, I suppose I did realize a lot of my inspiration isn't just from Five Nights at Freddy's or I didn't get to mention it before, Undertale or even Steven Universe. Those are things that I've enjoyed, but one thing I was able to notice as I got older, like very recently, I was able to notice that um, some of my inspiration does stem from The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. That's a game that my mind always wanders back to. Besides Spirit Tracks, I also do enjoy Studio Ghibli. You can probably see a little bit of the face in the picture that you're seeing currently. These were a bunch of test sketches while I was really testing my art style that I wanted to implement more often. It's been a while since I've been able to really focus on my art. I work full time, and I've worked full time since I graduated, really. So I really ended up distancing myself from my dreams for a little bit. It seemed like I was able to do it for a little while. Like, let me see. I started working in. It was July 9th, right after I graduated in June. That's when I started working at McDonald's. It was, I suppose, an okay start for who I was. I wasn't allowed to work while I was going to school. My parents wanted me to focus on my grades. So, no experience, started at McDonald's, which, crazy enough, not a lot of people are able to do that today. So, I guess I was lucky. Now I'm not in McDonald's, thankfully. I worked there for about 3 years before I finally was able to move on. Next was Starbucks. And then while I was working at Starbucks, I ended up working two jobs for a little bit. Got out of those, and I ended up working at Panera. I don't work those places any longer right now. I work as a receptionist in an office. But yeah, working as a receptionist, while it is really nice to be able to sit at the computer and not have to stay on my feet like in food, I suppose it still has the same issue with, I suppose I should say, patience. As you would with customers in certain areas. And it can just be really stressful. So when I get home, I can be pretty tired and I wouldn't have the headspace to be able to do much. But I guess all the media around me recently has been saying, don't let anything dim your light, not even yourself. And it really just made me feel inspired. Like, I have to get this done. If I don't get this done, who else is gonna do this? So I started practicing again. I got my library card. They have free courses online. So I've been trying to study my fundamentals. I've been trying to find teams that I can work alongside with so I can gain more experience, because you can't gain experience if the output that you receive is your own. I'd rather people let me know what I need to know so I can get into the field that I want to get into. And for that field, I want to be in cartoons, animation, more storyboard. Um, so yeah, I've been trying to get more into the thing that I want to do. Let me see. Really, though, it was nice to find out that the library has all of these benefits that I could get. I suppose there's a way to get them offline as well. No, not offline. What I mean is online. Online, where you have YouTube. I've done I've been looking at YouTube for a while. It doesn't really give me a specific direction, not like a class. I wasn't able to take art fundamentals in school because my parents, they had me taking a band class. And being the second child who had an older brother who wasn't very, what's the word? Really, the whole family has ADHD, to be honest. But yeah, he couldn't really focus on one set thing that he wanted to do while he was in school, and that kind of fell on the other siblings for a little while. So I graduated knowing how to play 2 instruments. Let me see. I played the clarinet and the trumpet. It was fun sometimes, but it did get really painful whenever we were in marching band. My parents had me take marching band in high school, so I would be doing that. On the moments that were fun, I was kind of a perfectionist, but being a perfectionist in the band, it made it like where I stood out with how I sound musically. And it was nice every now and then. I took pride in the compliments I would get, but I had switched instruments because I'd come to realize I didn't really get along too well with my teammates. And let me see. It wasn't too bad after I got into the trumpets. The trumpets, they just wanted to have fun. So I was able to have fun too. I actually ended up taking another band class. Not exactly a band class, it was an extracurricular activity. I was working with the, what were they called? Was it show choir? I was the band that would play in the behind the set for my school's show choir. And that wasn't too long. I believe it was only my senior year. Let me see. I'm not too into making music as I was before. No, not as I was before. I guess part of me does go back to wanting to make music every now and then, but I know in my heart, like, that's not the thing that I really want to go for. What I want to focus on is my art. I want to be able to make film, move people emotionally, like how the shows that I grew up watching moved me. Shows and movies. Like Studio Ghibli, I love Studio Ghibli. They made me feel so much while I was growing up. Like these movies, a lot of them, they could make me cry. I would be running in circles, just upset when a character does a certain thing. Secondhand embarrassment. It's just all the works, and it's inspiring to me. I want to be able to make something so emotionally moving that people want to come back to it, even if it makes them cry. That's something that I like. Maybe one day, but for now, I am trying to get some practice in, doing my illustrations and whatnot. Like this one that you're watching currently. I hope you like the video you're watching. Maybe you're drawing along. I don't know. But if you're drawing along, maybe you could even at me when you finish it. It would be nice to interact with the people in the art community. It was a little hard growing up, but I should be able to now. Besides that, I wanted to show some of my OCs that I have in my file. These would be Sho and Makoto. Here's another picture of Sho, and here's a little animatic of the two that I was working on for a bit from the 11-second club. I wasn't able to complete it, but maybe one day we'll be able to see some of my completed works. I'll try to make the time to find those. Yeah. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and I hope I can interest you. I hope you're able to come back and I'm able to see y'all around. Thank you.